Now you just have to wonder, Jesus, how are these people gonna die?
Yeah.
And after a while, as bad as these people are, you're like, God damn, you know what? I don't like you, but you don't deserve this.
Because it's one each episode, and the first death is so gruesome, and you're like, that's the first one?
Yeah.
What's in store for everybody else?
Oh, you know, and it's family. Like I said, don't get me wrong. This family, man, this family's crazy. You know, all of them freaky deaky in one way or another. All of them got some damn sexual kink or some perverted thing going on with them. And it's funny because usually that's at least from what I saw, that's kind of the thing that takes them down. I mean, and people even try to tell them, calm your freaky ass down and you might be able to live. Like, no, my dick is hard now. Well, in too deep now, I can't stop. We're going to be at the Broadway Comedy Club again, December 8th. That's a Friday. All right, everyone. As of this recording, we are in the month of Hallows Eve. We are the spooky time, and perfect time to make some Halloween spooky time recommendations. And there are a lot that are popping up, especially on streaming services. Mm-hmm. And Netflix has one coming out pretty soon, The Fall of the House of Usher. Now, this has been made into a movie before, I believe. I know in 1960 they had one with
Vincent Price,
the master himself.
Yeah, he was Mr. Poe.
Mr. Poe. Come up here this time and all that goddamn noise. The hell you doing?
Yeah. He almost fell through the door.
I don't want any. Get out of here.
I gather you know who I am.
I don't give a who you are. Who the hell you think you are coming around here this time of night? God damn it. I'll beat your ass right now. 1960, Fall of the House of Usher. As you can see, it's a Victorian period piece, has a very gothic feel to it, as you would expect from someone like Edgar Allan Poe or his material, his stories, his poems. But now, Netflix, when they do this, like they ain't doing that old shit right there,
We ain't trying to put people to sleep.
No, hell no. They got to make it more exciting. They got to modernize it. They got to come in, and the perfect person to do that is somebody that they've used for material like this before, and that is Mike Flanagan. Mm-hmm. Mike Flanagan, he comes in and he very much spices up this version of Fall of the House of Usher. I mean, it's got modern music, modern style, got titties and ass up in it. I mean, it's got blood and gore. It's got all kind of stuff.
All the things you couldn't do in 1960.
But hey, this ain't 1960s, baby.
No, it ain't.
Blood, guts, and titties. We can do all that.
And it's Netflix too? Shit.
Boo-ha. Even Edgar Allan Poe's like, fuck yeah. Thank God somebody knows me.
You get me.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead. But hey, just because they modernize and all those things that I mentioned, blood, gore, breasts, all that kind of stuff. I mean, any horror movie can have that. That doesn't mean that it's a good story or a good property or a good adaptation. Did Netflix do well? Did Mike Flanagan do well with this adaptation of The Fall of the House of Usher? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer, and we'll be back. Well, I'll be back with what I saw. I got this screener late, and I could only watch 2. You've had it for a few weeks, so you watched the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Very curious to hear what you have to say. It's time. Yeah, you got that right. It's time. Yeah, you're like, yeah, take your time. I'll be here. Nevermore. Nevermore. You know what? I'm going to stop showing it. I never saw the trailer. The trailer shows a lot. Trailer shows like way too much, in my opinion.
It shows a lot, but there's a lot more.
Oh, you know what? I bet there is, but they already showed something that I would never put in there and show to anybody. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's a lot more going on with this other than the visuals that you just saw right here. So if, watching this, I was surprised by one thing at the beginning, like what, at least when I say the beginning, the first episode, I'm watching this and this is like watching another show that's very popular out there and just finished. And I would say, if you want some more of that show, maybe you should watch this. This is almost like watching Succession, man.
It's honestly, from the first episode all through, but especially with the first episode, it felt like a mixture of Succession and the Umbrella Academy and mostly American Horror Story.
Yeah, I could see that. But for what I saw, it was like watching Succession. You know, and by the way, it gives you something that this show never did, and that is watching rich, entitled assholes get what they deserve. Horrible death. You know, if you ever watched Succession and said, "Damn, I wish you died," this is the show for you. It gives you that.
Yeah.
You know, the what this deals with. The reason why I say that is because the Ushers in this series, they're a crooked family. They're criminals, pretty much. They're pretty much a family that became a rich empire off of selling drugs. Not like drug dealers, you know, but they're selling medication.
They were specifically based on the Sackler family, who created OxyContin.
Yeah.
And if you watch the show Painkillers, which is also on Netflix, which is a great miniseries, but it's like, oh, wow. It's like somebody took that and went, yeah, but let me use that for this.
Yeah, and and their drugs have killed thousands of people.
Oh, millions.
Well, in here they were talking about, it's like about 5,000 something people that they killed in here. That's what they said here. And so now they're on trial. They have a lawsuit against them. And there's one lawyer who's been after their ass for decades, man. But the father, who's played by
Bruce Greenwood,
tells him, he's like, listen, I'll confess to everything if you come to my damn haunted house, my rickety ass haunted house, and just listen to my confession. And if you do that, you just might get the information that you need to take me down, or at least satisfy your knowledge of what's been going on with my family. The kids are almost suffering at the bad deeds of what their father have done, because they start to, one by one, die horrible deaths. I mean, gruesome, horrible deaths. And the beginning of the episode, and the first episode, shows them going to a funeral. So, and they're talking about how their children have died. And the father talking about how it's my fault. So that's not a spoiler right there.
Right.
That's pretty much the setup. Now you just have to wonder, Jesus, how are these people gonna die?
Yeah.
And after a while, as bad as these people are, you're like, God damn, you know what? I don't like you, but you don't deserve this.
Because it's one each episode, and the first death is so gruesome. And you're like, that's the first one?
Yeah.
What's in store for everybody else?
Oh, you know, and this family, like I said, don't get me wrong, this family, man, this family's crazy. You know, all of them freaky deaky in one way or another. All of them got some damn sexual kink, or some perverted thing going on with them. And it's funny because usually that's at least from what I saw, that's kind of the thing that takes them down. I mean, and people even try to tell them, calm your freaky ass down and you might be able to live. Like, no, my dick is hard now. Well, in too deep now, I can't stop.
It's better, I promise.
I mean, that's the whole point. You didn't read the invite?
There are always consequences.
And when I say explicit, it's just not explicit with gore and violence. I mean, there's a whole orgy going on in here at a party that this guy threw. You just have to see what that's all about. But and that's Carla Gugino, who, as far as me watching this is what's kind of keeping me going too. She plays some mysterious woman who's coming in and out of everybody's life, and she seems to transcend time. And, for decades, she looks like the same person, and she's going in warning these people about things. I don't know what's going on with her just yet, but they're doing a great job at keeping me because of that right there. What really got me into this, though, because I'm talking about, death, gore, supernatural and whatnot. It was not that. It's the setup for the kids in the family. And that's why I say it's like Succession, man, because the big story here, at least from what I saw, is not the supernatural stuff. The big story is about all the potential backstabbing and the betrayals that are going to be going on within this family. Because before we even get into any like real deep supernatural stuff, they set up this whole storyline, and it seems like the main plot, where some member of this family is talking to the feds. It was revealed in court. They said, listen, we got somebody that, hey, look, y'all Okay, we got somebody, and y'all know who it is. We ain't gonna tell you who it is yet, but y'all know them. And they might be family, but when they start being a witness and tell us everything, that's it for y'all, man. So Pops, he pretty much says, he brings them dinner and say, hey, listen, $5 million for the person that finds who did this. And we're probably gonna kill him. We find him, you know? And, you know, and you know, when watching that, man, right there, I was like, wow, that story right there has me going. I love these characters that in the way they're set up. And there's a reason why these characters are really cool. And I think there's more to them than the average, spoiled, entitled rich person that you see in any other property, man. For example, you know, before they get into any of this supernatural stuff, you know, you get a lot of backstory and a lot of fleshing out with the characters that we see right here. And this is before you get into any kind of horror story or anything like that. You know, you get an origin story of Roderick and Madeline Usher, and that's Bruce Green. Wasn't it Bruce Greenwood? Yeah, he's the older version of Roderick Usher. That's the modern day version that we see. But there's a lot of backstory with him as a young man, as a kid, and you know, and there's a lot of flashbacks. And the very first backstory that we see is very creepy, very gothic, very, very spooky, if you will. But, you know, there was more drama to this than there was horror to it. You know, there were more scenes that were played straight.
Yeah.
Than, you know, any kind of supernatural stuff that they built up. You know, every now and then while they're talking, you know, some spooky would happen in the background, just to remind you, no, y'all still watching a horror show, just in case you forgot. But, you know, they do focus more on it's funny, they focus more on the corporate crime and the family infighting and the double crossing, you know, that we anticipate happening probably. Yeah. You know, there's at least for the first 2 episodes, they focused way more on that. And I found that kind of fascinating for a horror
for a horror film. Yeah. Yeah. Because as a drama, you're drawn into it. I know watching the first episode, I was interested, but I was like, all right, kind of American Horror Story, not so campy. That's cool. And when it got to the end with all the different things at play, by the time I got to the end, I was like, you know what? That was actually pretty good. Now I was like, I want to pick this up again, but I kind of put it on the back burner a little bit. Yeah. And I had somebody else who saw it say like, man, you got to keep watching it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to. I'll go ahead and pop it back in. And then watching from that point, they had me hooked. Because there's so many different things to hook you. Yes, there's the mystery. There's the corporate drama. There's the family drama that's going on. This is all about Edgar Allan Poe and his works. Yeah. So every episode is dedicated to one of his short stories or novels or poems. And the death that happens revolves around that. And I don't know how familiar you are with a lot of his work. I mean, you know, you probably know more than you think.
Well, I recognize all the Easter eggs in here, like the Raven, Lenore. You know, every episode was named after a poem or a story.
Like when they get to a murder at the Rue Morgue. You know, if you know that story, it revolves around that, and they just keep going with that. So there's that thing. There's so many different things working, and the thing you learn over the episodes is like, yes, these are entitled, shitty, rich people, kids, but they aren't all on the same level. Yeah. Of you know how terrible they are.
Yeah, and it's it's the human drama that I think really kind of sells this series before they get into any kind of horror stuff with this.
Yes. No, did it right.
No, the real horror with this is in waiting in line at the post office, man, to mail a package or something. You know, man, nobody wants to do that, man. That's terrifying right there.
Now with Christmas right around the corner.
The holiday's almost here. You know how it is when the Christmas rush and the holiday rush. I mean, hell, the Thanksgiving rush even. You know, the Halloween rush. Anytime a holiday comes around, it is not a time to be out there trying to mail packages. That's why I'm trying to help you right now. It doesn't have to be so spooky, Mark. if you use stamps.com. You know, stamps.com is like having your own personal post office, man. Wherever you go, it's right there with you. As long as you have a computer and a printer, you'll be fine. They even send you a free scale. So you really do have everything that you need. You know, they want to make life easier for you. It's not funny. It's just for real, man.
Is that right?
It's real. Yeah, it's not funny about wasting time trying to mail packages off, man. People die, man, behind this. That's you know, they stress out.
That's true.
Heart pressure and blood pressure and all that kind of stuff.
You know what I say to waiting in line? Nevermore.
No, bringing it back. Oh, man. You know, when you have stamps.com, it's very good if you sell products online, man, because it seamlessly connects with all the major marketplaces and shopping carts that are out there. And also, you get premium discounts and supplies available right at your fingertips. You know, you can order shipping and mailing supplies, labels, stamps, and even printers from the supply store. Here's something that everybody can use. You'll get discounts with UPS and USPS, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can get up to like 84% off.
Yeah.
On some of these discounts with this. And, you know, everybody loves to save money on postage, man. It's getting more expensive all the time. And stamps.com will automatically tell you the cheapest and fastest shipping options to further save you money. People been using stamps.com for over 25 years, and they've been the service for over 1 million businesses out there. So whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you have a business big or small, or whether you're just a person who just needs to save some time, some money, and some stress trying to mail these packages out to people you don't even like, you know what I'm talking about? Then stamps.com is there to help you. And you know what? As if they're not doing enough for you, they got this promotion right here. If you go to stamps.com and use the promo code TOASTED,
Ooh, buddy.
you will get a 4-week free trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. And you thinking, no, they're gonna try to sign me up now for something. I know it. What y'all would? Where's the contract? There is no contract, no commitment at all. Keep that scale. You know, that's yours, man. I want to thank stamps.com for, first of all, trying to make our lives easier. Second of all, for sponsoring this portion of the show. And I want to thank all of you out there for your support. So you were right, Martin. You know, setting up all this drama first and putting that priority over the horror that, you know, this will eventually be, which we will eventually see here. It's great that they are starting out with this drama because it spends more time letting us get to know these characters. Mm-hmm. It spends more time building up these characters, their stories, fleshing out these characters, their relationships with each other. And, you know, that's but this kind of horror that we see right here, you get a lot of times where those characters are just there to die.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
And especially if they're bad people.
Uh-huh.
And what's that?
And well, just say, and this didn't feel like that because you get to spend a lot of time with
yeah,
people.
And don't get me wrong, a lot of these people, again, you know, just like you would expect with rich people like this, they're a bunch of assholes.
You understand who we are in the world. We're like royalty. People envy that.
We're so fucked.
You know what? Now, you just saw this. Needless to say, I ain't got to tell you, these assholes deserve to die. But I'm going to tell you, they spend a good amount of time showing you who these people really are and showing you their connections with each other. By the time it gets around to them dying, it's like, God damn, I mean, you gotta go, but not that bad.
Also, there's collateral damage with some of these deaths.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, by the time you finish this, when you go back and look at E.T., you're not gonna look at it the same.
Oh, Henry Thomas.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about that in a little bit, some of these performances here. None of these people are good. Okay, none of them are. But the reason why I'm thinking because at first I was like, yeah, kill that most horrible way. I want to see him die in a saw trap or some shit. But but what they do is, because they choose to spend more time with characters and setting up the more grounded parts of this in the beginning, you learn that these people are, you know, they're not there just to backstab each other. They're actually they're playing their worst parts up in this promotion piece right here. There are parts here where you see that they actually do care. There are parts where they look at each other and they're like, damn, we are, man, you know, maybe we should think about ourselves, you know. It's like they and you see parts where they actually do care for each other. Mm-hmm. You know, they're not always, you know, out to like take each other out. You know, there are certain moments where they tell each other like, you know, you're better than this. You know, you be better than me. Mm-hmm. So, you know, so by the time that it gets around to them dying, it's like, man, you know, I really want you to feel a lot of pain going out, but Jesus, man, you know, you're not that bad. You know, I feel like you do see where they have morals. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, occasionally. There are some of them where you don't soften on them at all. And ever so often, at least I can think in particular, there's a death, or at least not a death, but things that lead up to a death that are actually kind of funny. Because You get to the episode with the black cat, and that black cat in there, he'll crack your ass up.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
That is the most gotcha bitch cat you ever seen.
Oh shit. I love a gotcha bitch cat. It's my favorite kind of cat. They are so putting up the human stories, front and center, and making the horror take a back seat. That, I mean, there are moments where this turns into a legal procedural. There are moments where this turns into like, you saw this in the trailer right here. There are moments where it turns into like a courtroom drama, in a way. There's a lot of stuff spent here where they really do center on the legalities, the crime story that's here. And like I said, there's a lot of times where I just forgot that this was even a horror show. Mm-hmm. Again, that's for watching the first 2 episodes. But by the time we get to the end of episode 2, they do something that is completely up. I was just like, Jesus Christ, what the you can't pull this shit on people like this.
You didn't feel that way in the end of the first episode?
No, it was the second episode that happened, if what we're thinking about.
With the sprinklers?
Yeah, that the second episode? That's the second episode.
Okay, yeah.
By the time we get to the second episode, I was just like, something happens that is so horrible and so gruesome. Yeah. It's hard to watch, but you can't look away, man. Because it actually looks kind of cool. It actually kind of badass. I mean, it's like we're talking Saw level.
Yeah.
And then I only got to episode 2. I was like, man, like I said, first episode, forgot I was even watching something that was hard. Mm-hmm. Second episode, 90% of that was playing it straight. Yeah. And I was just like, you can't do this to people, man. Yeah. You got to brace people for what you're doing right here. This is so messed up.
No, they were just letting you in on this. This is how the rest of this is going to go.
And I got it. But now I didn't see the rest of the series because I just watched it today. But I will tell you this much right here. And this shit is the goddamn truth. I said, man, if this is going to play out in the pattern that I think it is, where every episode is going to end with one of these kids getting it like this, shit, I'm in, man. Yeah. I'm in for this for the long haul. You could have made this 15 episodes. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, I'm hooked. Yeah. Now, if they can keep that quality up with this and keep and with what I've seen with the first 2 episodes and also keep those deaths going on like that, man, I am in. I love what I saw after that.
Well,
I said, I get it now.
Not only do they do that, but they're all Edgar Allan Poe themed, each one. It's just like, and some of it, I didn't even see coming until it comes around. I was like, of course. I stopped and I was like, what's the name of this episode? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right. I get it.
That bird like, y'all.
Yeah, that bird shows up.
Yeah, the raven.
You might want to stay home.
I hope you ain't having too much of a good time. Man, this...
well, outside of the gruesome deaths, which are there, they're like, hey, we started this now. I don't think we're going to stop. If you can't handle this, it's time to leave. But the performances by everybody are good. All the actors are good. But Bruce Greenwood acts his ass off in this. He's phenomenal. Oh. And the veterans, him, Carla Gugino and Carl Lumley, they are stellar.
Well, that's what I was going to say. By the way, I was going to say this, man. If this is going to play out the way I think it is, and you just kind of confirmed that it is, perfect for Halloween. Mm-hmm. Perfect for Halloween. Because at first I was like, I'm loving this. I don't know about a Halloween show because it's kind of drawing the horror part, but I'm loving this show right now. But after that, I was like, oh my God. Oh yeah, this is perfect Halloween watching right here, man. Cast is great. Bruce Greenwood is awesome. But also, your boy from E.T., Henry Thomas, man. Henry Thomas is really great in this. Y'all know Henry Thomas. He's E.T.'s buddy. He's coming up.
The kid on the flying bicycle.
Yeah. Henry Thomas, man. I've never seen him in a role like this before. He plays a husband in here, but he plays it in a very effeminate kind of way. Yeah. But he's straight. Yeah. I was like, this is just an interesting take on that character. Mm-hmm. Henry Thomas is wonderful.
It's like he's just so rich and affected.
Yeah, like he's almost lived that much of a sheltered life where he's just kind of effeminate. But one of the people that I was really surprised by, and I think that this is a great role for him, Let me see if I can even find him in here. And you might know who I'm talking about. I just had a picture.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was going to bring him up.
I might have to actually. There he is. There he is. What's his name?
Carl Lumley.
Yeah, he's great in this.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I don't think that he's been given a role this good.
Right.
Yet.
Well, like I guess he's one of Mike Flanagan's players because he was in Doctor Sleep. But yeah, no, he gets. And when it comes down to those last 2 episodes, especially the last episode, it's all him and Bruce Greenwood. And it's amazing. The two of them, whenever they're in the room, the back and forth. And in the last episode, which is The Raven, Bruce Greenwood really goes off just reciting Poe in a way that's just like, wow, it's like giving me chills the way he's doing. Because anybody could have taken this material and made it sound corny.
Yeah.
But both of them together, they're amazing.
He's the lawyer that is going after the family. And they hate each other. But it's kind of fascinating to see them sit in the same room and kind of have this gentleman spar off with each other, at least from what I've seen. And they are so good together, him and Bruce Greenwood, man. They, right from the very beginning. And I have to say that was the first hint of drama in here that I said, okay, if it remains like this on this level, this is going to be good. Yeah, man. Oh, and I don't have any pictures of him, but Mark Hamill is in here, man.
That's what I thought you were talking about just then.
And Mark Hamill plays like this gruff family lawyer who's also the fixer for the family. And again, I don't think you've seen Mark Hamill like this before.
Not like this.
Mark Hamill just looks pissed to the whole thing.
Yeah, he's like a gruff little troll.
Yeah, he
through the whole thing. And the thing is, as much as the horror comes to the forefront, there's still all the drama and so much backstory. Like by the second episode, you don't really know how deep these characters go with each other and all the things that have happened.
And all the kids are great too.
Yeah, they are.
Everyone in this is top notch, man. And really, if I had to say anything, there he is right there. There he is.
And he just talks like this the whole time.
Spends the whole movie looking like, why the f am I in this thing? Yeah, Mark Hamill is amazing. This whole cast is amazing. And if I really, really had to get down to what is selling this, you can watch gore, you can watch horror, you can even watch families backstab each other anywhere. But it's the performances that are going to sell this. And everybody, top game here, man. You know what? I'm loving this, man. I cannot wait to get back into this.
Honestly, like after the second episode, it got to be like every day I would spend the whole day looking forward to when I could stop what I was doing so I could watch it.
I was mad. Like, why you send me this shit today?
Yeah, I'm kind of upset because I've been wanting to tell you about it. It's like, man, you got to watch this. But I was like, I don't want to oversell it or influence you. Or just want you to watch it on your own.
I love it, man. I'm loving this. I'm loving the hell out of this series, and it's giving me everything that I want. This is kind of horror that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, and they ain't even trying to do no enlightened horror. They just, you know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to be smart. No. People up with some really, they fuck people up some childish ass ways, man. Like I said, they might as well let that goddamn saw puppet come out. It's just you know, it's just bad. And the effects are very gory, and it seems like they're having fun. But at the same time, they're not skimping on the storytelling aspects of this. Yeah, man. I think I can go ahead and safely say that by the time I'm done with this, now it's not fair to do this, but you kind of gave me faith, Martin, that from what if I can judge how this is going to go based on those 2 episodes, this will be a full price for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a full price for me. It's such a full price that I've actually since then kind of want to go back and rewatch it because I've watched some other things. Something else we might be reviewing soon. And at first, as much as I was liking that before I started watching this, I was just like, yeah, but you ain't no House of Usher, though.
Usher spoiled it for you, man.
I kind of did.
Got them Usher bucks going on. Yeah, man. No, so what would you give it?
Oh, full price.
Yeah, no, I love this, man. And again, quality, not just great Halloween viewing, but quality Halloween viewing.
And it's just like you bring up, there's just so many different elements to it.
Yeah, it's very smart, but not to the point where they're trying to not have fun.
Right.
Or they're like, oh, we're too smart to get this exploitive over here. No, they're not. They're gonna people up in
yeah,
this,
they
man.
are. They are. And they have fun with the horror to the point where some of it, is almost kind of funny.
Oh, I laughed, man.
But it's gruesome. Some of it you like, oh, don't tell me they did this. And you're like, yeah, they did.
Man, that the end of that second episode, I just felt so bad for those people. It was horrible to watch, but the effect is so cool, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I was sitting up there, it's kind of like, ugh. I'm enjoying
Plus,
this.
if you got the invitation, you would have been there.
I'll be dead. I'll be Oh man, I looked at that. I was like, my nasty ass, especially now. Yeah,
Even when somebody come up and saying like, "Hey, you should probably leave."
No.
You'd be like, "Shit, I'm having too much fun."
You leave. Yeah, man. Yeah, I would not last long in there, man. All these freaky dick ass people. I'd be the main one. Corey, you need to stop. I ain't stopping a goddamn thing. Yeah, man. No, it's great. It's great. Highly recommend y'all watch this.